Let's fight some plague. What's up everybody, welcome to the life of a board gamer. My name is Daniel and today we are going to take a closer look at the game called MESSINA 1347. It's another game by Delicious Games, the guys and girls that brought you Underwater Cities, Praga Caput Regni, expansion for Underwater Cities, all of the games I highly praise and have highly opinion about. So is this one in the same area? I don't know. You'll have to see for yourself. So let's get down to the table. Let me show you what you get inside this box and then we'll talk some more about it. Okay, let's dive into the new game from Delicious Game called MESSINA 1347. And there is a lot going on in here, so I will try to explain it the best I can, but if you want to see like how the game plays, or at least feels a little bit how it plays, then you'll have to watch some other channel, because I just want to show you the components and what you get in this box. That's the thing I do. So this is the rulebook. It's fairly simple. The game looks complicated and there's lots of things that you can do in here, but it is not so hard to get wrap around your head what you're doing. So basically each of the players will get their components in their color. I'm just going to show you one of them. Of course I'm going to show you the blue because I am the blue player always. So basically you will get some meeples. These are your workers. This is after all a worker placement game, and you will have these tokens that you will be moving around the board, and that I'll show you in a second. Each player has its own board, and with these tokens you will be activating different peoples that come into your village or whatever it is. So basically all the nicely done wooden components, but these are just regular wooden components, nothing like super new or innovative. Still, they do their purpose very well. This sounded like I'm saying this in a bad way, but it is really not. So you get some fire tokens and some coins because you need to have some currency, and fire tokens you will use to fight the plague, to chase off the mouse and everything. Over here you get some boats that will be arriving in the city, and these boats are really nice. They can give you a lot of money and some precious cargoes, and these houses, these will be really good when you have them on your board, because your workers that come here that have to go into isolation because of the plague and everything, then they can just be there for free, or they can in the meantime work something for you, which you will obviously want to do, and those will be kept in here. There's some carriages that will also help you out if you have them, of course. Then we have these plague cubes, just a regular black cubes, and we have a bunch of the workers. There is 3 different types of workers. There's these like regular just workers, there's these nuns, and then there are like these green guys which are nobles if I'm not mistaken. And throughout the game you will be able to upgrade them to work for you better and even give you some extra points at the end of the game, which you should definitely do. So you will be collecting these people and putting them on your board, that I will show you in a second. Of course, some more houses for your workers so they can work for you and bring you a lot of new things. So they can bring you some fire tokens so you can fight the plague, or they can provide the wood planks for you, different resources that are used in the game, and a bunch of more tokens for solo play. These are like planks and little red meeples. I just have to show you the little red meeples because they are just adorable, even though you really don't want to collect these. These will be negative points at the end of the game, but check this out. Aren't they the coolest little red meeples? Really awesome stuff. So I mean, awesome stuff. This is a game about the plague, so the theme is not like, ah, oh, that's awesome, the plague is everywhere, but you know what I'm trying to say. So what will happen throughout the game, you will have these 4 boats that will, depending how many players you are playing, you will put them on the board in a different positions, and then you will have these tiles, and these tiles comprise of few things. So over here it is reward. Down here you can see which type of rat will show up and the workers depending on this thing over here that I will explain in a second. And over here you have some bonus points that you can earn throughout the game. And if you do so, if you claim these, you will get some, you have to give up some workers of yours and some coins or just some planks. And then you will get like a huge amount of points that way. So basically these just give you all kinds of different things that you will need throughout the game, so you can either build some huts for your new workers that arrive, so you can build some huts for them, or just get some fire tokens to fight the plague, or you can advance on some of the tracks that will give you some special things, or just get 2 fire tokens because more fire is more fight against plague. So these will give you all kinds of various different abilities, and they will be set up in a different way for depending how many players is playing. And not all of them will be set up. They will come more and more. The city will expand more and more, so the new stuff will show up. And then you have this little nifty cheat sheet that explains you how everything works. Over here you can see what you can activate with what from your workers that are in your domain, or I don't know what it's called. The wording is now escaping me. And then we have this wheel over here, which will basically, you will just spin it randomly, and you will, like, say, for example, stop over here, and you will put 1 none on each of the spaces that have these, like, these purple colors. And if the spaces, if this is the red that is drawn here is not important, but if it's white or orange, you will put workers or these nobles. And this red just tells you where the plague will show up. So if this red is matching this tile, the look of it, it will be on the tile. And let's say, for example, this red, as you can see, is like on his 4 legs, so it does not match this red, so no plague on this tile this turn. And then you have the one that looks on the other side. So there's 3 different types of reds, and they just go in a circle and show up each time in. And these things will let you see. You can put them on blue, on orange, so the people will show up in town in different places, and you will try to collect them before the plagues get them. And then there is the middle board for the game, and depending how many players you are playing, you will use one of these sides. And basically over here you will track your points. There's 3 different tracks that you wanna pay close attention to, because these will give you some extra stuff, depending not some extra stuff, but points for the end of the game. Once you push them over here, it all depends what you are doing. You will push different tracks. Over here you will decide who goes and plays first each turn, and you will keep all the houses and all the carriages over here in these spaces. And you will, if you get over 50 or 100 points, you will go onto these spaces. And this just breaks all the turns throughout the game, which is super nice, because this tells you each game what you do. First, you see who's on this track first, then he will be the first player. Then new ships arrive, then new places open in a city, then the plague happens, then the workers do their thing, and then you can fight the plague, stuff like that. It explains you what you do, everything throughout the game, which is absolutely awesome, because it is really nice, nifty reminder, so you don't have to go through the rulebook. Okay, now we have to do this, now we have to do this. And all of the players, and of course there is this little token. This is just a variant that you can cover over here, over these, over this thing over here, and make things a little bit differently. So if you choose to do like this, or maybe like this, it just gives you a little bit of different scoring, a little bit of different feel to the game each time you play. And all of the players will get one of their boards, of course, and they will get one of these things over here. And depending if you want to play A side, you will put it like so, or if you play on a B side, you will be holding it like this. And what it means is basically A side is same for everybody, and B side is a little bit different for each player, which is nice if you ask me, because you always look at other players. Oh my god, they have this and I have that, and I want to do like stuff they do, and all that. But yeah, basically you can just play A or B side. And those little workers that you will be collecting, they will go depending in what they are. They will go in a green, in a black if they're none, in a green if they're those nobles, and workers will go in the brown. and once those tokens will travel over here on the board and finish up in the, they will start here and they will do their trip, and then they will finish up at the center. But once they are traveling, you can activate your workers, you can get stuff that way. Over here you keep all these houses for your workers that come from the plague infested areas. They need to go through the isolation, which is very much what's going on today in the world. And once they go through the isolation and everything, you see they don't have plague, then they can come up over here and work for you, produce your resources and whatnot. And over here you will just keep tracks of different things that you will be scoring throughout the game, like ships and whatnot. So you will be getting some extra points over here. And basically, yeah, that is that. That's everything that comes in the box of MESSINA 1347. Okay, so that was MESSINA 1347, a game where you get rats as a minus points and you try to burn plague. So yeah, as I already said, I have a high opinion about delicious games, and every time I see Vladimir Sushi alone or with other designer, in this instance with Raul Fernandez Aparicio on the box, as soon as I see his name on the box, I really want to try the game and see how it is. And yeah, is this game same quality or is it better as other delicious games? Yes, it is. It's same quality. End of the video. Yeah, I'm just kidding. It's not the end of the video. Let me tell you why it is so. So this game does something that I'm always kind of stressed about when I see in the games. I'm nervous about. I don't kind of like when it's happening to me in the games, but I like when that type of stuff is in the game. And that is when the game gives you so many options, but you can't have all of them. You have to choose, you have to decide. Do you want to upgrade your buildings? Do you want to go and burn a plague and earn victory points? Do you want to push this track or you want to push this track? You can't do all of that. You can't have all the houses, all the carriages, all the tracks pushed all the way up. You can't be the first player all the time. You can't have all the workers on the board. You just have to decide what you want to do. Few things, not all, and then go for them. I like that because that means that game has all kinds of different paths to the victory. You can choose to focus more on this, and each game will be a little bit different because players will maybe focus on the same thing, so you will battle or some stuff or something like that. And MESSINA does that really, really nicely. It just, you feel powerless once you realize you can't go onto everything, but at the same time, that's the beauty of the game because you have to choose where you want to go. You have to choose what you want to do. You have to build this engine a little bit. And some stuff have to progress more than others. You can't have everything equally progressing and be good. You have to like give up on some stuff. So I like that about MESSINA. The progress of the game itself, the game is kind of a little bit complicated to explain at first, but once you start moving through the turns, it goes really easily. You putting your workers, and I absolutely just love the part where you put your workers on your board and then you move those tokens and activate those workers for extra stuff. I just like when you have your own board that you can do different things on. And there's always, of course, A side where everybody plays the same game, and there's a B side where things are a little bit different for each player. I just love that, every tiny little bit of it, and I just adore MESSINA for what it does and how it does it. Is it the best delicious game ever? Absolutely not. I like still Underwaters more, and Praga is right there with Underwater Cities. I think it's their best game, and Praga is just right there with them. This one is just like this tiny. I can even show it on a camera. This tiny little step behind them. So I'm telling you just that because just if you ask me to rank them, that's why I'm telling you. But otherwise, I would recommend you, if you would ask me like, what's the one publisher that has only good games, I would say to you, Delicious Games. They have just good games, just great games, all of them. Any game you try from them is, so far for me at least, is an absolute hit, an absolute must, at least to try it, if not own it. MESSINA is one of them. It is a great design. It works wonderfully. As I said, it punishes you, but in a good way, because you just can't go do everything. You just have to decide what you want to do. And yeah, that is that. that's all I have to say about Messina. Definitely try it out. I think it's a great design. Vladimir, I almost said David Sushi for some reason. Vladimir Sushi really did a nice job on this one. Also, we can't forget Raul Fernandez Aparicio. I'll have to remember that name because if he did half of the things in this game to be on the box, you know, and everything, then he has some nice designing skills, and I will be watching for his designs. So yeah, that's all. That's all I have to say about it. Thank you all for watching. Now I noticed that most of you that are watching my videos are not subscribed. So what are you waiting? Please subscribe, because that way I will have more subscribers and I will be more relevant in this world. So yeah, I mean in this YouTube reviewers world. What I mean. So yeah, that was poor wording. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for considering subscribing. Please do consider supporting me on Patreon. There's also some stuff over there that I put exclusively on a Patreon and then slowly release into the wild. Mostly my gameplay videos that I film with Slaven, or like a solo play, just me playing some games. So yeah, that is that. Thank you all for considering supporting me, for subscribing, for watching this video, for spending time with me, and do join me next time when we are going to go and hunt little rats to eradicate the plague. And until then, pozdrav.